Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Mo Money with you. And today's review is No Mercy 2008. Your opening contest is for the ECW Championship with Mark Henry accompanied by Tony Atlas taking on ECW champion Matt Hardy. And of course it's your typical David versus Goliath matchup here. And just to illustrate my point, there was a headlock at the beginning with Matt Hardy. He just got his shoulder blocked down. And of course, Mark Henry hits clubs and punches and kicks for Matt Hardy. And then Matt Hardy would start working on the left leg of world's strongest man, Mark Henry. And then he'd be taken down with a clothesline. And this seemed to happen every time he got momentum. He'd just be cut off as Mark Henry displayed his dominance here. And there was a spot where he climbed on the bottom turnbuckle and he squashed Matt Hardy. 1, 2, Matt kicks out, and then Mark Henry would continue, and then he tried to snake eyes Matt Hardy, but Matt Hardy kicked the leg again, and he got Mark Henry down, and somehow they got to the outside, and it was fun. It made me laugh because Mark Henry just shoved Matt Hardy to the ground, basically. But then, as he's trying to get back in the ring, he used the apron to do more damage to Mark Henry's leg. And this would come in key later because Matt Hardy would hit a huge twist of fate on Mark Henry, getting a 2 count. And then Mark Henry would hit the world's strongest splash, I guess you'd call it. He wouldn't be able to make the cover though because his knee gave out. And he got a 2 count out of that. And Matt Hardy went for the twist of fate. He got shoved off. And then they did the missed clothesline spot where Mark Henry caught him for the slam. But Matt Hardy got free. Hits the twist of fate there. 1, 2, 3, your winner and still W champion is Matt Hardy. Alright, so the championship action continues for the WWE Women's Championship. Up next, we got Beth Phoenix versus Candice Michelle. Beth Phoenix is your women's champion at this time. Candice Michelle is coming off a shoulder surgery. And Beth Phoenix is also being accompanied by Santino Marella. And now the bell rings and Candice starts out like a house of fire. Drop kicks, standing leg drop, which would be better known as a famouser because it was the back of the head. 1, 2, no good. And then there was a pinning attempt. Again, 1, no good. Candice hit another drop kick and was all over Beth Phoenix until Beth drove her into the corner while she was on her back and then hit a drop kick of her own. And Candice was in real trouble as they had her in a leg vice, which she was stretching out Candice's arm, trying to get her to submit. Candice reversed that into a pinning combination. 1 count. No good. Candice got fired up again, hit clothesline, drop kick, trying to build momentum. And then Beth took her and rammed her shoulder into the corner. And Beth then tried to go up to the top rope, which was a fail, as Candice fell over the top rope, crotching Beth Phoenix. And so it looked like Candice had a bunch of hope. She went for the unprettier. Beth Phoenix reversed it into the glam slam. 1, 2, 3. Your winner of the match is Beth Phoenix. The third match of the evening is a grudge match between Kane and Rey Mysterio, where if Rey Mysterio loses, he would have to unmask. I don't know why Kane didn't have to put anything up in this match, but that's beside the point. And so the match starts, and Rey Mysterio uses his quickness to kick at the legs, do a drop kick, knock Kane to the outside of the ring, and drop kick him up and over. Then he does the baseball slide through the bottom rope, drop kick as well. Then Kane catches him on the outside while they're out there, but Mysterio reverses it and puts a sleeper on Kane, and then where it's flipped is when Kane puts Mysterio with a snapmare basically over the guardrail. and then he rams his back into the post as well. And from there, Kane does a backbreaker, gets a near fall 2 count, no good. And then Rey Mysterio would, after being knocked down, gets back up, sets him up for the 619. It's looking pretty good for Rey. And then boom, there's the cutoff clothesline by Kane, who again takes control with slams and kicks and thrusts. And then Mysterio gets the upper hand again until he gets caught with a sidewalk slam from Kane with another near fall of 1 and 2. So every time Mysterio gets a little bit of momentum, there's Kane with the cutoff move. But then Mysterio just refuses to give up, and Kane's really obsessed with this mask as he's been trying to remove it throughout the whole match. But however, Kane then gets caught and hung up on the rope after missing a big boot in the corner. Mysterio does a drop kick and then a 619 to the back. Kane then grabs a chair. Mysterio dives into the chair. The referee calls for a disqualification. Your winner of the match is Rey Mysterio. Alright, the next one is a segment where MVP comes out to complain about not having a match on the pay-per-view. Out comes Randy Orton, and they bicker back and forth about who the MVP of SmackDown is. And then out comes Legacy with Manu. So it must still be in the early days of the Legacy. And then they start picking a fight with Randy Orton. And then Orton tells them, when you've accomplished half of what I have, then I might take you a little more seriously. And he leaves. And then MVP tells him that he should join forces with Legacy. And then Legacy says, not a chance, you're not one of us. My father was the $1 million man. I've never had to worry about money, after MVP said he's the highest paid entertainer in SmackDown history. Out comes Kofi and CM Punk as MVP's walking up the ramp. Punk tells him it'll be 3-on-3, and they give MVP to the Wolves there for a little bit. And then at the very end, Punk and Kofi come and clean out the ring. So I don't normally do segments, but this one took place in the ring. So let's continue with No Mercy. Your next contest is a number one contenders match between Batista and JBL, the World Heavyweight title on Raw. And this one starts out rather quickly. JBL throwing fists, Batista giving him right back. There's punches and kicks galore as Batista nails JBL with a clothesline as he's getting fired up. And then he tries to cover JBL. 1, 2, no. Then JBL gets the upper hand, kicks him in the gut, hits a swinging neck breaker with an elbow drop. 1, 2, that's no good. And then Batista fires him a reversal into the corner, gets the boot up. And then Batista gets a hold of JBL, picks him up, power slams him. 1, 2, nope. And then JBL goes for the clothesline from hell, gets speared by Batista. And Batista has a little bit of leverage, hits the Batista bomb. 1, 2, 3. Your match is over, and the winner is Batista, and he becomes the new number one contender to the World Heavyweight title. Your next match of the evening is Big Show versus The Undertaker. Big Show gets the early advantage, and then Undertaker fires up with rights and lefts, quick punches in the corner, as The Undertaker's known to do. And then the Big Show gets the advantage, clubbing and boxing really, with a couple of knee strikes. It's The Undertaker down 1, 2, no good. And then they battle to the outside after The Undertaker's clothesline to the outside. And somehow Show ends up back in the ring with his head across the apron. Of course, you know what's coming next is the leg drop from The Undertaker. We get a little bit further in the match as Big Show is in control once again, and he's got Undertaker down in the corner. He gets up to the second rope. He poses for a long time, and they call it a splash, but it was more like an elbow that missed from the Big Show. Either way, it takes a lot out of him. Undertaker goes for old school. There's a choke slam by the Big Show. 1, 2, no good. And then Big Show is gives the Undertaker the Irish whip. He ducks under the clothesline to do the big Undertaker clothesline spot, as well as there was a spot where Big Show was gonna slam him, and then Undertaker misses the chance to do, for lack of a better term, a scorpion death drop. Just gets put back in the corner with punches and kicks. Again, the Undertaker is down, and we'll fast forward to the end of the match here, where Big Show's backed up in the corner, but he takes away the turnbuckle, exposing the steel, hitting the Undertaker's head on the steel, and then hitting him with a WMD, the weapon of mass destruction, Big Show's right hand. And then Undertaker's trying to get up, and he hits him with a second one. And while he's still down, he picks up Undertaker by the hair and hits him with a third shot, and referee Charles Robinson has no choice but to ring the bell. Your winner of this match by referee stoppage is the Big Show. It is now time for your SmackDown main event for the WWE Championship between Triple H and Jeff Hardy. So this one starts out with a bunch of headlocks, and it's a bunch of float over headlocks too. There was a cool moment where they were doing arm wringers, and Jeff did a backflip to get himself out of that. Nice counter there. And Jeff started getting on a roll, knocked Triple H to the outside with a clothesline, went for a dive over the top rope, missed it completely, hurt his back. Triple H took advantage with elbow drops to the back, three of them, and then he jumped off the bottom rope to deliver another elbow. 1, 2, no good. And Triple H, in control, delivers a backbreaker, keeps Hardy under control for the most part. Hardy battles back, a couple of quick moves, hits Triple H to the outside, hits him with a running clothesline. This is just a great match. And so they get back in the ring. Hardy tries to do a whisper in the wind later. Triple H drives him back. He gets him with a knee to the face as well. Then he does the running knees out of the corner. Scott Armstrong is your official. His count was pretty consistent all day long in this match. And so Jeff battles back. His twist of fate gets blocked. Triple H tried to pedigree him into the ring from the outside. He gets body dropped to the outside. Jeff Hardy making the most out of this match, as his brother won earlier. Tries a second whisper in the wind, hits it. 1, 2, no, and then he also takes Triple H down with a double leg. Hits the catapult, tries to twist of fate. Oh no, Triple H goes down. Jeff goes for the swanton. He misses. Triple H tries to kick him in the gut for the pedigree. Jeff reverses it, hits the twist of fate on Triple H, goes back up to the top rope, hits the swanton. 1, 2, no, and then Triple H crucifix pins him. 1, 2, 3, your winner and still WWE champion. Game, Triple H. And then we'll get back to your Raw main event shortly. Raw main event being a ladder match between Y2J Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels. And it starts out with some chain wrestling. And then Michaels tries to climb out and get the ladder. That doesn't work. And then he gets a knife edge chop and a few kicks in on Jericho. And then he tries to climb the ladder outside. Jericho follows him, knocks him down. The walls of Jericho gets put on him in the outside of the ring. Why he lets go, I don't know. And then there's a sequence where Jericho's trying to retrieve the ladder, and Michaels jumps on it, hits him in the face, and Michaels gets the upper hand for a bit. But then the scary stuff in the match starts to take place, where Jericho gets the advantage, uses the ladder, hits him in the gut, drop toe hold. Basically what amounts to a concerto, if you know what that is, a concerto, like Edge and Christian used to do, but with the ladder. That's not fun. But then there comes a spot where Jericho is on the ladder. It looks like he blew out his knee. Michaels has another spot on the outside where they're battling, and he clears off the table. And they're battling to the top of the ladder. And Jericho has him, but Michaels kind of reverses it, and they both go through the ladder. Then Michaels gets the upper hand again, and Jericho with the reversal gets it so that Michaels is under the ladder in the center of the ring as he's climbing up the ladder, and Michaels pushes him over. Then, when it looks like Michaels is having a good old time and is about to win the match, Lance Cade comes down. Funny thing is, it later comes out that Michaels trained Lance Cade. So, anyways, he comes out. He tries to clothesline him. He gets sweet chin music on Lance Cade, takes him out. So, him and Jericho are climbing to the top of this ladder, battling back and forth, and Jericho's pulling with all his weight. There's a headbutt, and Michaels gets his face smashed on the ladder. So he falls down. Jericho then grabs the title and falls down. Chris Jericho retrieves the belt. He is your World Heavyweight Champion, and he retains his title. That's my look at No Mercy 2008. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, may your ego come from a place that keeps you humble. I'm Mo Money. Mamba out.